Damien, David, Luke, and Kieran. Dear Sir and Madam, during this letter, we shall be covering how zero-carbon principles we adapted in the construction of your museum extension onto Haddo House. We shall discuss our aims to meet the brief requirements you've laid out, what zero-carbon is, what it means to the structure and environment, a critical analysis of the site, and our planning process for the project. For the project, our aims are to offer alterations and reconfigurations that can be made to the winning design proposal put forward. The client has requested that the build aim to meet a zero-carbon target. This means that close to no carbon emissions are being produced from the product and service. We will do this by utilizing modern methods of construction, such as flat panel, volumetric modules, and panelized units. We will also make use of timber cladding in the form of panels made from locally sourced material.
Looking into the site, there's a good case for the introduction of a zero-carbon approach/solution, and this could benefit the wider estate as a whole. The new extensions become a catalyst for reducing the carbon footprint of the manor house. There is a number of systems which can be implemented that reroute or replace completely the pre-existing services. The available space within the site and even further afield would be a good excuse for a ground source heat pump, grey water system, or different solar or wind options. Specifically mention the solar system as due to the geographic location and positioning of the site would allow for continuous natural light, allowing for a reduction of energy use for lighting, and the design also giving positive justification for a PV panel system. Access to and from the site will be essential in introducing zero-carbon systems. Some design possibilities have diverse requirements, such as large components or specialized storage on the site. Different access routes have been looked into, and a number have been chosen. Maneuverability on the site for large plant vehicles, such as cranes, would be a necessity for lifting heavy structure or panels, and also the storage of materials on site would be a key aspect.
What is carbon? Carbon dioxide is a near odorless gas which isn't necessarily bad by itself, as we use it to make fizzy drinks and keep food fresh, but when it gets into the atmosphere it becomes a greenhouse gas as it absorbs the radiation which brings the planet to a higher temperature, causing global warming. The carbon dioxide needs to be a certain balance, but for the past 100 or so years we tipped the balance as we kept adding more and more. We did this by using fossil fuels like gas and oil, by using our cars and certain building structures. What we can do, as we are building this extension, we are aiming for zero carbon, which means the building does not give out any carbon emissions. We do this by ensuring little energy is used to run the building, and the energy used is from a renewable source such as solar, wind, or tidal. Given the locations, these would be the best to run the building. Having the building heavily insulated will stop the need for high usage of heating, and having lots of natural light coming through the glass panels will stop the use for electrical lighting.
For the project, we will use Riba plan of work to deliver a proposed design. So what is Riba plan of work? Riba plan of work organizes the process of briefing, designing, constructing, and operating building projects into 8 stages, and explains the stage outcomes, core tasks, information exchanges required at each stage. Each of the stage of the plan has a very different aspect it focuses on. A final interior and exterior proposed design should be delivered by stage 3. So what are the stages? Stage 0, strategic definition. This is the stage of the project where the best aims and strategies are figured out for the requirements of the project. Stage 1, the preparation and the brief. This stage of Riba plan of work is all about taking the brief and developing it. It involves checking if the brief can be developed and adopted on a specific site. It also makes sure that all the information that is needed before the design process are gathered and figured out before moving on to stage 2. Stage 2 is a concept design. This stage in the planning process, the stage that designing of the building actually begins. The final goal of this stage is to have the design concept in line with the visions for the project. At this stage, the exterior design of the building can be delivered to the client via 3D models and 2D drawings. Stage 3. Spatial coordination. This part of the process involves the idea for the interior of the building. At the end of this stage, the full interior and exterior proposed design should be finished and fully delivered via 3D models and drawings. If then everyone is happy with it, the technical and the construction of the building begins.